Okay, so hello my people. Today we are going to be continuing the Project English Mastery over here, and this is the fifth hour of this, and I'm trying to get better in the English language, and I'm trying to gain a certain level of fluency in the language, and I'm using this tool Google Docs with speech recognition. And I'm going to talk about an idea that I got yesterday about explaining and talking through your dreams while you are actually sleeping. Would it be possible to explain your dreams while you are actually sleeping? What I mean by this is that could you like go to sleep and like talk through what you are seeing, kind of being conscious? Why do you like lose your ability to talk if you are asleep? No, that kind of stuff. And I kind of tried it yesterday. I have this microphone, this microphone that I'm using at the moment, and there's this visualization practice. You lie down and you visualize stuff in your mind and just free associate and tell to the microphone what you are seeing. Then you try for how long you can continue doing this until you fall asleep and there won't be any more audio or speech coming from the microphone. That kind of stuff. I used to do this visualization practice with this way that I kind of visualize stuff and then I wrote it down. It's a great. It also works that way, but I feel that that would be more interesting. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's possible. The next thing I want to talk to you about, I'm kind of making a plan for my new videos also with this tool, is half ideas. What are half ideas? Well, health ideas, no, well, that's great, but what are half ideas? Half ideas are kind of those ideas that are not really that refined or defined. You gain a lot of half ideas. For example, I have noticed through the fans you have on YouTube. I have some fans at already, and I feel I get a lot of half ideas from them. Like not like this really defined idea that yeah you should do this or you should do that. It's just something that kind of your own mind grabs onto and is like, yeah, that could be used. That's a half idea. A half idea is something that you gain from the outside, but you have to develop yourself. It's just a starting point. And what I'm really trying to accomplish in this video series over here is that I'm trying to kind of I'm trying to, I would say, achieve this kind of maybe seeding or this kind of planting of this skill into me and myself to use this language better, and it's gonna grow into something more or better in the future. I have to understand. Now I'm going to be talking about progress. What do you think about progress? How do you define progress? What is progress? I would say that if your YouTube videos, for example, are getting better in some way, that's progress. But how do you define getting better? Well, in video making you can divide it into many parts. There's lighting, there's the editing, There's video and audio quality. There's the rhythm of your output. There's the composition of the video. Like there are so many facets to making videos, and this could apply, the same principle might apply to all kinds of different endeavors. So if you kind of divide it in your mind like this, you can ask a question. How can I make my lighting better? Or how can I make my editing better? Well, for example, with video editing, if we just talk about, you know, cutting video, yeah, there's all kinds of, you know, you can do transitions in the video. Yeah, transitions. But you know, transitions in the videos can be kind of finicky. You know, I don't feel there's any clear-cut rules to doing transitions in videos. I don't usually do transitions in, you know, cutting videos. They can be kind of interesting, but at the same time they can be, you know, I think they're pretty foolish. You know, they can look pretty foolish, but yeah. There's the video and audio quality. Yeah, how can I make these better? And you could ask this question: which of the aspects of this project I can make better without using any more money? That kind of stuff. And if you keep making small improvements, they will compound in the future into something better, something great. Yeah, you understand that. So you kind of get it that if you want to upgrade your video and audio quality in some project, that's gonna take money, probably. If you want to make your lighting better, can you do it for free? Well, yeah, you can if you're pretty creative, you know, and you start using nature. Yeah, and natural light. You can make your videos better that way. Usually when you film like in the daytime, you don't need any special lighting. If not, well, it's different in the nighttime. Yeah. The rhythm. How do you talk? Yeah, can you make this better? And then you can ask a harder question. Can I use money to make something that usually can be done for free, to take that one aspect of the project to the next level? Is that should I actually use money for this? For example, if we are talking about the rhythm of your output, so it's about, it might be all about all kinds of things, because usually not all videos are about you using language. You know, you can do videos about you doing stuff. You know, all kinds of stuff is on YouTube, that what people are doing with their lives, you know. But I would say that because there's a rhythm to what you do, can you kind of make it that better through like actually paying for it? I don't know. Could you make it better by actually paying for it, even though it might not make any sense, because it's a complete no-brainer to make your video and audio quality better by paying for it. But could you make your talking, there's the style, the way you talk in the video. And very few people would kind of like think that, hey, I might be put money over here. Should I put money in this, you know? there's the way you dress in the video. I have put a lot of money in this, but it's not just for, you know, it's just not just for YouTube, you know. It's a more cohesive thing. I have noticed that that's a good idea. So you kind of start to understand that with this it's actually a very complex, you know, thing to make YouTube videos and to make them better. And this is kind of the blueprint I want to make you kind of understand here behind the scenes what goes on. And it applies to your other pursuits and your projects. So how would you really like how would you like maybe title a video like this, like project aspect betterment, something like that? That's a fine title. For example, in the video editing, how, like, what could you do? Could you put money into this? Today, like at the moment, I use open source video editing program, and I don't feel that there's a lot of stuff you can do on it that I haven't still even learned, you know. I use Kdenlive on Linux. So my operating system kind of limits my options, but at the same time, you know, I feel that some, you know, some video editing programs are so, you know, there's so much stuff you can do on them that it's kind of, I want to keep it, you know, content focused, you know, and I don't want to do a lot of this, you know. Yeah, I could do that, you know, like that post processing type of like. But I feel that, you know, with post-processing any kind of video, it's kind of different from photographs, because you kind of see that this has been like fucked up with some way, you know, the colors in videos, because how would I explain this, you know? We wrote editing in here. We like post-processing. Yeah, so you understand the problem over here. The problem in post-processing video compared to post-processing image is that the video is constantly changing, and you have to go through all the parts and feel around the contrasts, the exposures, the things that change in the video all the time, while the camera, when it's on automatic settings, can kind of find a middle ground that works kind of in every situation that you film in. Even though the video might look kind of washed out, it still won't have those kind of problems that would come out when you use post-processing. And yeah, there's probably some intelligent solutions in some other video editing programs, but what I've noticed is that when you start changing around this, you know, like saturation, for example, saturation in video editing is kind of, it's post-processing is kind of actually kind of, you know, safe setting, because when you change saturation, it's just, you know, it makes the colors more rich. And I would say that some cameras have more saturation, and I feel that overall the viewers actually like saturation, but when you do saturation wrong, it fucks up the video. And also the hardware you need when you start fucking around with these settings in the video, the rendering time becomes like slower, and it takes more time to render the video, and that kind of stuff. So when we talk about like the resolution over here, there's the resolution. So I mostly make full HD videos, because 4K video is so with my current computer hardware, I can do 4K videos. Yeah, I can do them, but I feel that there's not enough added value to making them, because the file size is so large, and this is something that you viewers, you don't really know, and you don't care about this. It doesn't matter to you, but it kind of matters to me, because the file size is so large, and it takes a lot of, you know, more time to render these videos. They are harder to actually like edit, you know, and that kind of stuff. It all could be, it all like this thing could be like this thing could be made better just through better computer hardware on my side. Better computer hardware on my side. So so like better, you know, that could be better processors, computers in general, and bigger hard drives. Yeah, something like 2 terabyte, you know, NVMe hard drive, something like that could be the solution for this. But I would have to completely, you know, change my you know, the process of how I do videos. The process, not processing, you know. There's the process of how you actually make the videos. For me, it's usually kind of like this, that if we divide it into like these parts, we're gonna do it like this because it's gonna get too complex. It's usually like this. I write stuff. Oh, well, that's true. I write stuff. I try to figure out a way. I set up the cameras. I start filming. I figure out in my head how the videos are going to be divided, what clips go into which video. I kind of start to process it in my head. I edit the video, create the thumbnails, and upload the video. So you understand that it's a process, you know, and every time you do it, you kind of get better and more efficient at it, you know. I do a lot of videos nowadays, and the reason why I can do them like that, you know, like keep doing them like that, is because I've kind of refined the process, you know. I kind of know how it's done. But yeah, you know, I could like take the, there's this term like production values. What's production value really all about? Well, it might be how much money is actually put into the stuff, but it's also about the refinement. But with refinement, there are sometimes can happen some, you know, not so good things. For example, when you start to edit a video too much, you take out too much stuff, it kind of leaves you with this video that doesn't have enough of that, you know, I would say, content in it, and it's not feeling natural in its, you know, there's too much cutting, and that's kind of bad. And when you think about, for example, about cutting video, if we go over here back to video editing, the post processing, yeah, well, we're gonna talk about cutting, and it's really something that is kind of hard to explain. How do you figure out which parts of the video you leave out and which parts you include in? sometimes even a one cut in a video will kind of fuck up the flow of the video. Yeah, you kind of understand. Sometimes you have to make a lot of cuts to make the video feel better. For example, yesterday I did this video where I had it was kind of a humorous thing. I did it Finnish in the forest, and I kind of just placed the camera in few different, like, I placed the camera with every kind of sentence in different place, and then I did a stunt, you know, and I tried to make it kind of funny while at the same time being, you know, the video being really short and kind of, you know, just this, not just this, you know, imaginative kind of thing. And I thought that this is a really interesting video to make because there are a couple of angles that kind of match what I say, and then there's movement, and there's nothing extra, there's nothing that's not supposed to be there in the video. I felt that it was very, the cuts of the video were like very good, and then there were interesting camera angles. So camera angles are kind of, you know, you can do them for free, you know. So, well, like that's about shooting the video. We have to divide it up a bit. And in film production, you know, you have experts and, you know, professionals in every one of these things, you know. You have audio people, you have the actors, you have camera people, you have the director. While you make YouTube, you screenwriter. While you make YouTube videos, you do it all, you know. You do it all, and you will never be able to like go to that level, you know, on your own. That's, well, yeah, you can get pretty close, but you can get better and you can start to understand the production of even like higher end stuff, you know. It's kind of the same process, but the way you do it is so much more, well, I feel it's more organic because you do it on your own. But you get it that you can't maybe advance to that level, but we're gonna explain to you the next part of this video is actually shooting the video. There's the shooting of the video. Okay, what's the problem over here? There's the shooting of the video. Okay. And here we have things like camera angles. You could ask questions over here. How do you make more interesting camera angles in the video? Can you emphasize or make the camera angle match what you say? There's so much possibility that you can do with the camera, but the problem might be that the overall composition you get in the end doesn't work. You stand on the right, then you stand in the middle, and then on the left in the third shot. You kind of understand that when you deal with video, it's so much more complex and different because I have talked about this like video composition. It's really hard when we have this video, you know, what's it called, like talking head video. There's a lot of actually really famous and popular YouTubers that never have broken out, or even they have probably tried, but they have not even released any videos that are any different. I feel that some video YouTubers actually do, for example, this thing. I set up the cameras, they do it once, they have a place they film in, and they just make the same video kind of every day, and that's boring and stupid. And I try to be a different kind of YouTuber. You see that I do actually a lot of different things on YouTube. I try to really be creative with the stuff, but of course sometimes I kind of play it safe. For example, in this department in the video, the camera angles, because when you do it on your own, you like, what are the possibilities of like getting like few different camera angles? You can use you can use 2, 3, 4, 5 different cameras to get different camera angles. But you can also move around the camera. But that's going to be a challenge, because you have to maybe do more planning of how you are actually going to shoot the shot without the viewer kind of realizing that there was a pause and the guy moved the camera and then he continued the movement or the talk, that kind of stuff. So if you really want to make, for example, like a talk feel authentic, you need 2, 3, 4 at least 2 cameras that you kind of use. I have done some videos with two cameras, and I think those videos are really interesting, but it's kind of hard to get the cameras to always focus right. That depends on the lighting also. So there's so many things that are kind of playing into this, because when you have a certain kind of lighting, it can kind of affect how the autofocus like or the focus like things work on the cameras, you know. And that can be a problem, you know. And yeah, so yeah, then there's the subject, you know, the subject of the video. I have done some like videos that are more about nature in general, and I have done these, you know, vlogs that are about me, you know, going around and filming nature and showing you different colors and like, look at this, and they are kind of, you know, just shot by me, you know, usually without any tripods or that kind of stuff. Then I have done videos on tripods. Then I have done videos with few different cameras on tripods, and it's kind of hard when you have like thousands or hundreds of clips, and you start thinking around these clips, you know, like how I'm going to make like a cohesive whole out of this, you know. Sometimes it kind of feels that maybe this clip doesn't even belong in this video, and this video doesn't have that, you know, that kind of clear message or that clear, you know, red line in it. And I feel that the subject of the video, where does this actually come from? I feel that writing and reading are actually great if you want to make kind of intellectual videos like I do. You know, some of my videos I do, I do a lot of, you know, humorous stuff in my native language, you know, in Finlandia. But I feel that still, you know, even those humorous videos are kind of intellectual. They have some kind of thing I want to say. They're just not, you know, empty humor. I always want to say something with the videos. And there's this, you know, meta message, you know, the meta message of the video. And I know that if there's a great, like a speaker, you know, he can do a talking head video and people will be interested, you know, they will just watch through it, you know. There are those people that are so great in it, and they do one thing and they do it really well. But I just, you know, I'm just, you know, too kind of, artistic. I just want to go out there and, do this thing, and I kind of feel, yeah, I did that. Now I'm gonna do something different. Just let go of that. Just let that, thing fly. Don't like get caught up in it, that kind of stuff. So where does the subject of the video? Well, like reading. Are there subjects I could be interested in that I haven't even touched upon yet? Should I dive deeper into some subjects, or should I just get into something completely new and make videos about it? For example, at some point I was really into dreaming. I read so many dreaming books and I talked about that, but it's kind of a hard subject because I can show you my dreams to you. I can just talk about them and explain to them to you, and kind of I made videos where I explained really advanced dreaming techniques and that kind of stuff. I was really into this stuff, but then I kind of felt that I have to do something completely different with my life now, and I started getting some physical ailment problems that kind of hindered this endeavor, and I expanded into something else. And I remember this one sermon by some Christian dude, that the sermon said that you should not get caught up in what God had for you like yesterday. You should be open, and you should be open to what God has for you today. And that's the way I live. Like I feel like nowadays, I want to gain a certain level of mastery and stuff, but I'm still open to life, to new stuff. Yeah, there are some things I don't want to get into, but for example, there are some YouTube videos where the subject is always, smoking weed. That's the subject of the video. It's just guys smoking weed. There are those kind of YouTube channels, and I don't know if they are very intellectual. I don't know if they are very educative. I don't know if they are very, like, I don't know if they make your life any better. And I don't want to be that kind of a YouTuber. There are those videos where the subject is always, I'm feeling bad, I'm depressed, life is shit, that kind of. There are so many people, so maybe there really is not more than one subject. What is the subject of YouTube videos? The subject of YouTube videos is usually my life, because if somebody else wants to do YouTube videos about their life, why don't they make their own channel? Well, yeah, that's the idea behind YouTube. You could do documentaries. I have thought about this, but it goes over my kind of idea of, you could do kind of a documentary about the other people, or maybe even your friends, and the subject of the video would change to the life that happens around you. But I kind of feel hard and challenged by that. I kind of feel that it's kind of the problem with this type of stuff is that, what if those people that you do videos with at some point decide that they don't want to be on YouTube in your video? Do they have any copyright or any say in the stuff? That kind of thing. That's why I only film myself and my own life, because I feel that, I've met some people that I feel that, it would be great to like make a video with these people, but I don't know what's the privacy type of the privacy rules in this kind of, I don't know what are the privacy rules in this, and it limits your channel a whole lot. But then you have to make when you make videos with somebody else, you kind of have to make a contract with that person, and you really have to trust that they won't change their mind, about being on YouTube. So I would feel that the best idea is to make videos with other YouTubers. So maybe the better idea would be to make videos with other YouTubers. I have talked to a lot of people in my town, and I have yet not met a single YouTuber. I have talked to hundreds of people, at least they didn't like confess that, yeah, I'm a YouTuber too. But usually when you are a YouTuber, you would want to tell about it. Well, if your channel is about something really you don't want to talk about, then yeah, maybe not. But I would feel that usually, yeah, I haven't met another YouTuber. Up to this point, I haven't met another YouTuber. I have some ideas over here. I have an idea that I could use some of my fashion clothes and collaborate with another artist and make a video where the artist, for example, paints or draws me, and I could model for them for the picture, and then I could talk about the artist's art and plug his art. And vice versa on the internet. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But that's just an idea. I have thought also about going to model for some art classes for portrait, not portrait, but this kind of, maybe a full frontal or almost full frontal or 3/4, what's that called, angle, type of painting. I have thought about that because I have such, fine clothes and I'm in a good physical condition, and I would probably a good model for a painting nowadays. And I can no longer paint, so it would be also great, have a lot of experience in the arts. So I feel that could be interesting. There's actually quite a lot, these classes happening in my town, but I'm not really sure if I should do it with just, one artist. I would feel that it would be more or maybe organic feeling, and it would be easier to make a video out of it, but it would maybe be a better marketing idea to like market to other artists. But I feel that usually it's the way that like at least what I do right nowadays, it's the art is just one facet of my YouTube channel. So yeah, it could be you could find some people that would be interested in your YouTube channel that way. I have to go and introduce myself in some of these classes if I find them, but yeah. Yeah, I have to really contact some of those teachers and talk to them about my idea. Yeah, but maybe the more interesting thing also here are some ideas I could do, and these are also marketing ploys, Okay, we're gonna also write over here. There's the marketing. And I'm gonna write over here a quote by me. Because the people won't come to you. They won't come to you. You have to go to them in some way, in some mean. How did YouTube channels grow? How did it happen? Why did some of these people become so, why did their channels like explode like they did? Was it really about their skill? Was it really about their subject? When I think about, for example, actualized videos or Infinite Waters videos, or these kind of videos where there's just a guy in front of the camera talking in the same way. Usually the background is always the same, the camera angle is always the same. The guy usually almost, well, they have what do they have? Well, they have subjects, but some of these people even talk about the same subjects just over and over and over again every day. And I would feel that they have skill, but they don't have skill. For example, a huge amount of skill in understanding camera angles. They don't have huge amount of skill in understanding video cutting. Usually, they don't. Yeah, like they can be pretty great at talking, but what are the facets of talking? Well, you can motivate people. Some channels are not that motivating. I try to be a motivator, and that's a skill. And there are experts in motivation, and they might not have any idea or any understanding of camera angles or the subject or the way that they talk. You understand? So it's such a complex endeavor that if I would want that's why I would want to meet other YouTubers, so I should start asking if people know other YouTubers. Uh, the Finnish YouTube scene. I don't know if there's another YouTuber I could collaborate with. I would feel that I don't know what kind of videos you could do together, but I feel that it would be just a great opportunity to do a video with another YouTuber, and just feature them on your channel. That's what some Finnish YouTubers like do, and they kind of get their channel around that way. I kind of remember a lot of YouTube videos that I've watched that like nowadays that I think about them. I'm kind of like I'm kind of like thinking that they were kind of interesting, but I feel that the thing that made their channels kind of the most known were actually probably the personality of the person, and on top of that the way that they used camera angles. That they had this kind of interesting ways of like doing videos. And maybe also that they usually did stupid stuff. I don't know if that's really good. Yeah. But I'm not trying to understand other YouTubers over here. I'm trying to create something of my own. When somebody else is on YouTube, it would be understandable and there would be no problem. If you are on YouTube yourself and you are on somebody else's video, you wouldn't give a shit. Or it would be just good. So yeah, that's a goal. So let's set it as a goal to be featured in some other YouTuber's video and feature some other YouTuber in my channel. Because I kind of feel this way. I kind of feel this way about featuring somebody else that has no experience in being in front of the camera. That it's not going to be good because there's going to be a guy, me, that is at this point almost natural in front of the camera, and then some other guy that kind of that will feel not comfortable with it at all. For example, I remember some of these YouTubers that started featuring their girlfriends and their boyfriends on their YouTube channel, and you could always tell that they were so freaking like they were so not like, they were kind of okay maybe with it, but they were so like tense. And then there was that guy that was kind of all natural in front of the camera. He was just living the life. And then he points the camera or like gets shot at his girlfriend or his or she's boyfriend. And it's just it's just so fucking hilarious. Like how it's just so fucking hilarious how it's just there's too much. It's just kind of a film where it's just kind of a film where the actors, there's this master, and then there's this this dude that doesn't have any this kind of acting confidence, and it wouldn't work, and it doesn't work, and it's kind of interesting. But some dudes, I remember this one YouTuber Swifty, that did this World of Warcraft things. I remember this dude, and he used to always film, like these people, and he clearly didn't like. He probably asked them, but he didn't really give a shit if they appeared on the videos kind of uncomfortable and kind of tense. He didn't really give a shit, and then he did videos with other YouTubers, and they were always more natural. They kind of felt that they matched each other, and that's what I want to go. It has to match, and that's one of the reasons that I don't want to make videos with somebody that doesn't have a YouTube channel, but on top of that might not have any experience with being in front of the camera. They will feel unnatural, even though they might be interesting people on their own, that kind of stuff. So when I talk to people, I'm not kind of thinking about them that this guy could be on my YouTube channel. I'm not really thinking in that way because of these problems. I feel that it won't match. I feel that the person won't match, and I think about the privacy issue, and all of that would be reconciled if the other person was a YouTuber, him or herself. We could help each other out. Well, there's this, I don't know, there's this convention where YouTubers, this it's called the Tubecon, in Finland. I don't know if they still have it, actually, if they still do it, but I would want to go there because you could meet a lot of fans, and you could meet other YouTubers, and you could gain a fast idea of your kind of your competition. You wouldn't have to go on YouTube. You could just go there and you could talk to these people and gain like ideas. Maybe you could meet some other YouTuber that you could do videos with, and that kind of stuff. But I feel that it could also distract the focus of your channel. When you gain too much feedback, it can be bad. Or that kind of stuff. But I'm thinking that it has to be done when my channel is kind of. It has to be done when I'm kind of at that point that I'm really I really have a matching, you know, kind of style. I really have it down. I don't want to do that kind of thing when I still haven't figured out like my content in a way. And I feel that I'm getting to this point at the moment. It's really getting there. So that's when I would like maybe do that kind of stuff. There's a lot of conventions, and I don't know what kind of conventions would be great to like attend. I'm not usually interested in those subjects maybe. But yeah, that's one thing you could do also through like with marketing. But that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. But that's an idea. No, that's pretty far away maybe. So there's the shooting of the video, the camera angles. Okay, so we might talk about camera angles. Let's elaborate on camera angles. Let's write it over here. With camera angles, you can have yourself fully in the shot, far, near. And the thing that is maybe a problem over here is the way the audio kind of gets more silent. But with a good microphone as I have right now, I can go pretty far and you can still hear me pretty good. You know? Or you can just learn to talk, so you know you can learn to talk that your microphone can hear you. Yeah. No. And what is going on over here? Okay. You can take a camera angle that is kind of lower or higher than your height. There are so many things you can do. Okay, then there are the GoPros and that kind of stuff. Those kind of videos exist a lot, you know, on YouTube also. And I'm still kind of bummed up, you know, that I didn't do GoPro videos when I was a cyclist, because I will never be able to do those videos. Like, I was kind of bummed, you know, that I couldn't do GoPro videos while that I didn't do them. But at the same time, you know, I feel that GoPro videos are, yeah, they can be kind of interesting, but I would do them at the moment if I still could like ride a bike, you know, I cycle, I would do them, but I just never, you know, got around to it. Maybe it just wasn't supposed to happen, or yeah, you know, that kind of stuff. There probably was a reason why I didn't do them, but yeah, you could do GoPro videos. Well, there are other cameras that work in the same way, but then, you know, the Swifty guy, you know, he did all kinds of, you know, funny videos. He had GoPros, and he had, you know, he did, like, he was really like, you know, he had so much, you know, like money to splurge on the like thing that that, you know, he had a home where he had, you know, these fucking cameras, you know, he was streaming, you know, 24/7 at some point. And he had a home where there was a camera in fucking every room, It's crazy. And, he had these glasses, that had a camera on them. I actually had those kind of glasses at some point that had, a camera on them. But I don't have them anymore, and I never used them. But there are those kind of like glasses. I don't know, like that's pretty. I think it's stupid. I don't think there's any added value to it compared to just shooting from the hip. Maybe you could shoot. Maybe you could shoot a camera from the hip. With the film industry, they have all kinds of funny things. They build all kinds of, for example, like, have you seen those behind the scenes things what they do in the film industry with cameras? It's fucking crazy. They build all kinds of rails. In the camera industry, they built all kinds of rails to take the camera and move the camera while they follow some horse or something riding. Like that kind of stuff. They have things they can film while they walk, so it looks like the camera is just floating in the air. Like that kind of stuff. They have all kinds of funny stuff and creative things they have invented. And in that business, the money is usually not an issue. The money is usually not an issue in the film industry. And yeah, it's kind of that thing that where when you just have in when you have incredible amounts of talent and incredible amounts of like this, and then you get, and I still feel that in films usually you don't kind of gain on anything out of it yourself. It's just amazing things that other people did. And it's a really shitty way to live. I feel it could be a video idea that I'm going to make for you over here. I'm gonna write it over here in a minute. Amazing things that other people did. Yeah, amazing things that other people did. That kind of stuff. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if it's a like great thing to like spend your life that way. For example, the movie industry is the amazing things that other people did kind of stuff. And with GoPros, usually my message may be contradicting with this type of amazing things that other people did kind of mindset. I remember in my life when I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I watched a lot of people doing amazing things, athletes and other talented people. I always felt kind of bummed in my life that I'm not doing anything and I have no skills like that. But maybe those videos in the end really inspired me to become better and skilled at things myself. Maybe it's still good. Maybe it's still good. But it's usually not included in the message of the video that, hey man, you really should get out there and do something with your life. Okay, that kind of stuff. That's the hour for you. I hope you liked it. Here's what is entailed in being a YouTuber. And this is kind of a blueprint type of stuff. We are developing this channel like behind the scenes. And I hope you liked it. I'm gonna upload this because, I'm explaining the whole process. If you are interested in being a YouTuber, I'm going to say that this video might really open your mind, and this video might really, you know, give you some like tips, you know. I'm no pro yet. I don't make money off my YouTube channel yet. But I know from my videos that I make videos that in some aspects are huge amounts better than what some other people do that are really popular actually. That I can make better stuff than them. And yeah, thanks for watching.